Pakistan, a country born out of hope, faith and fire, is today standing at the edge of an economic and political cliff. It's a land with breathtaking mountains, ancient civilizations, and a population of over 240 million people. Yet, it's struggling under one of the most dangerous combinations any nation can face: financial collapse, political chaos, and international isolation. So how did Pakistan, once seen as a rising regional power, end up here? Let's unravel the full story. Chapter 1: The Birth of a Dream. To understand Pakistan's crisis, we have to rewind to 1947, the year of partition. When the British Empire pulled out of South Asia, the subcontinent was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. Pakistan was created to be a homeland for Muslims, a place where religion and governance could coexist. But this new nation faced challenges from day one. It inherited fewer resources, had unstable borders, and millions of refugees crossing from India. The young country had to build everything, from its government to its economy, almost overnight. And yet, there was a deep belief that Pakistan could rise. The early decades were filled with ambition, symbolized by a powerful army, a close alliance with the West, and dreams of becoming Asia's next success story. Chapter 2: The Military and the Money. But Pakistan's path took a different turn. Since independence, the military has played a dominant role in politics, ruling directly for almost half of the country's history. The army became Pakistan's most powerful institution, controlling not just defense, but also industry, media, and foreign policy. For decades, military rulers promised stability, but they also created dependency. Whenever democracy returned, it was fragile, marked by corruption and weak governance. And because the army dominated, civilian governments rarely lasted long enough to fix the economy or reform the system. Pakistan's alliances with powerful nations, especially the United States, became its lifeline. During the Cold War, it was a key partner against the Soviet Union. Then, after 9/11, Pakistan became a frontline ally in America's war on terror, receiving billions in aid. But those billions came with strings attached, and most of them didn't build schools, hospitals, or industries. They went into military spending, subsidies, or corruption. Pakistan grew addicted to foreign loans. Chapter 3: The Debt Trap. Fast forward to today, and Pakistan's economy is in critical condition. The country owes more than $125 billion in external debt. Its foreign reserves have fallen so low that it barely has enough dollars to pay for a few weeks of imports. Inflation has reached record highs. Food, fuel, and electricity prices have skyrocketed. Ordinary Pakistanis are suffering the most. Families can no longer afford essentials. Businesses are closing. Power cuts are frequent. And the government is struggling to find cash to pay for even the most basic services. Pakistan has turned repeatedly to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, for bailouts, over 20 times in its history. But each bailout comes with painful conditions: higher taxes, subsidy cuts, and austerity. It's like putting a bandage on a deep wound that never heals. Chapter 4: The Politics of Chaos. If the economy is the disease, politics is the chaos that keeps it from healing. Pakistan's political scene is a battlefield, dominated by feuding leaders, powerful dynasties, and endless blame games. In recent years, the drama has centered on Imran Khan, the former cricket star who became Prime Minister. Khan rose to power, promising a new Pakistan, free from corruption and inequality. For a while, he was backed by the military establishment. But that alliance collapsed. He was ousted in 2022 through a no-confidence vote, which he called a foreign-backed conspiracy. Since then, Pakistan has been plunged into turmoil, with protests, arrests, and even violence on the streets. Imran Khan's supporters see him as a hero. His opponents call him a populist who mismanaged the economy. But one thing is clear: the political divide is tearing the nation apart. Every institution, from the courts to the police, has become politicized. Chapter 5: The External Pressures. Pakistan's problems don't end at home. Its relations with neighbors are fragile, especially with India and Afghanistan. Tensions over Kashmir remain unresolved, and border conflicts have drained resources. Meanwhile, extremist groups and terrorist attacks continue to pose security threats inside the country. China has been Pakistan's closest ally in recent years, investing billions through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, a key part of Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. CPEC promised to transform Pakistan's infrastructure and energy sector. But now, even that relationship is under strain. Many projects are delayed or stalled, and Pakistan still owes China billions in debt. At the same time, Western investors are cautious, foreign confidence is low, and the Pakistani rupee has lost more than half its value. Add climate disasters, like the 2022 floods that submerged one-third of the country, and you have the perfect storm. Chapter 6: The Human Struggle. Behind all these numbers are real people. Pakistan is a young nation, with 60% of its population under 30. Millions of educated youth are unemployed or forced to leave the country in search of better opportunities. The floods, heat waves, and food shortages have hit rural communities the hardest. In some areas, children have stopped going to school because their families can't afford it. Hospitals lack medicine, and farmers struggle to recover from damaged crops. It's not just an economic crisis, it's a human one. Chapter 7: A Flicker of Hope. Yet, despite all of this, Pakistan is not without hope. It remains one of the most strategically located countries in the world, a bridge between the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. Its people are resilient, innovative, and deeply patriotic. Technology startups are emerging in cities like Karachi and Lahore. Pakistan's IT exports are growing. And many within the country, especially its youth, are demanding transparency, education reform, and change. If it can do that, if it can unite its people under a common vision, Pakistan still has a chance to rise again. Chapter 8: The Final Question. So, why is Pakistan in so much trouble? It's not because it lacks talent, not because it lacks faith, or courage, or vision, but because for decades, Pakistan has been caught between what it could be and what it refuses to change. Every great nation faces a moment of truth, a point where its people must decide whether to continue the same cycle or to finally break it. For Pakistan, that moment is now. For 70 years, the same story has repeated itself. A crisis erupts, foreign aid comes in, the elite make promises, and the people tighten their belts. Then, history resets, until the next collapse. But the truth is, no IMF bailout, no foreign investor, and no army general can save a country whose foundation is cracking from within. Only its people can. Pakistan's strength has never come from its governments. It's come from its citizens. From the farmers who rebuild after every flood. From the teachers who keep classrooms open even when salaries stop coming. From the entrepreneurs building apps in small apartments in Lahore and Karachi. From the young students who still believe they can change their country's future. That is where the real Pakistan lives. But here's the hard truth. Hope alone is not enough. To rise again, Pakistan must confront the very things it's been afraid to face. Corruption that robs opportunity. Politics that divides instead of unites. And dependency that chains it to the world's decisions instead of its own. The next generation, the 140 million young Pakistanis growing up today, will inherit one of two countries, a broken nation still waiting for rescue, or a reborn nation that learned to rescue itself. History is filled with examples of countries that stood on the edge and came back stronger. South Korea, once poorer than Pakistan, became a global powerhouse through education, discipline, and reform. Vietnam, devastated by war, rebuilt itself into a manufacturing leader. Even Bangladesh, once mocked as a failed state, is now one of Asia's fastest-growing economies. So why not Pakistan? It has the land, it has the people, it has the heart. But what it needs now is unity. not just in words, but in action. Unity that rises above political loyalty, religious division, and provincial rivalry. Unity that puts the nation before the individual. Because in the end, the story of Pakistan isn't finished. It's being written right now, in every protest, every classroom, every small act of courage, by someone who refuses to give up. The world may see a nation in crisis, but inside Pakistan, there are millions who still dream, still build, still believe. The answer depends on what happens next. And that is the story the world is still waiting to see. Pakistan is facing one of the worst crises in its history. A collapsing economy, political chaos, and international isolation. Its debt exceeds $125 billion. Inflation is soaring, and its political system is paralyzed by corruption and conflict. Military dominance, dependence on foreign aid, and repeated IMF bailouts have left the country trapped in a cycle of instability. Floods, unemployment, and brain drain have deepened the crisis. Yet Pakistan's young population and strategic location offer hope. If the country can reform its institutions, embrace accountability, and invest in its people,